Good day, investors. My name is Lawrence, and thank you so much for watching this channel. If it is your first time watching this channel, we mainly talk about investing in the stock market, personal finance, and also how you can be financially independent. Today, definitely, we must talk about Safaricom Kenya. This company has been trending for almost 1 week due to several reasons, but I believe one of the sparking moment was the announcement that the government of Kenya is going to be selling up to 140 million shares of its shareholding, because if you remember, um, the government of Kenya is the largest shareholder in Safaricom, and it is trying to reduce its shareholding up to, as I said, is going to be selling 140 million shares. And I'm going to be talking about what does this mean to the shareholders, what does this mean to other investors, the prospective investors, and also I'm going to be talking about other reasons. Currently, I've seen a lot of news, a lot of comments, a lot of write-ups about Safaricom, because actually by the beginning of this year, the Safaricom was between 18, 17 shillings per, Kenyan shillings per share, but currently is up to 24.9 to be specific. And if you follow my channel sometime back, I talked about why you should be buying Safaricom. Definitely, it was about 16, 17 Kenyan shillings per share, and I talked about why you should be buying Safaricom, and I gave more reasons. If you haven't actually watched my first video that talked about that Safaricom is undervalued, you need to go and watch it, because I gave there a lot of reasons why you should be interested in Safaricom. But today I'm going to be talking about 3 things why I believe Safaricom is still undervalued and why Safaricom actually is rising. So number one, as I said, one of the biggest reasons is because other reasons were not so significant. But when the government of Kenya announced that it's going to be selling a lot of shares, it skyrocketed. It's going up crazy. But people are reacting. But is it a positive thing, government selling the shares? Is it a negative thing? I will start to me as an investor. I've talked before, I've talked against the government holding a lot of shares, because most of the African governments, they are corrupt. So if they are making decisions on behalf of the companies, if they hold more shares in the company, they do influence the decisions, which means even in the recruitment company, in the recruitment section, they do recruit the people who are not qualified. You find the companies are not doing well. This is an exemplary when you talk about NBK, National Bank of Kenya. When you talk about the K2, the Kenyan Airways, all those ones, because of the government held a lot of shares, they did mismanage it. But when they sold it, when they sold K2, they reduced the holding, the government holding. When they reduced the NBK holding, the companies started doing perfectly well. So for me as an investor, this is extremely very, very good news that the government of Kenya is going to be selling more shares. It means more powers are going to be in investment companies. I believe maybe the Vodacom that holds a lot of shares may buy more, which means they will be having more powers to make decision rather than the government of Kenya. So that's one advantage. Second advantage is, which means, I don't know, maybe there was a policy of not giving more dividends, but now I believe when more private people are holding the shares, they will be demanding for more dividends. So I expect maybe in the near future, we are going to be getting more dividends. Definitely, if you follow me, you know that I own more shares of Safaricom, especially recently when it went down. I bought more shares of Safaricom. Actually, I forgot to say this is a disclaimer. I'm not advising anyone to buy shares. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just sharing my opinion about Safaricom. Of course, if you're interested, you can see what best suits you, and also you can do more research. And when you're convinced that this is the perfect company, you can go ahead and buy Safaricom. So that is number one. Basically, government holding raise shares, it's beneficial to us as investors because the government will not be doing any influence peddling when it comes to decision making. That's one point, and the largest point why I believe the Safaricom shares are skyrocketing. Second, I've talked about it, but people I think that have not talked about it is it has diversified in a financial section, which is if you follow, they first started with Money Market Fund. It was doing well. I think they had some disagreements with the managers, but now they launched another money market fund called ZD Money Market Fund. If you are following it, I talked about it. It's doing amazingly well. It's also contributing a lot of money to the Safaricom financials. So I'm sure in the very near future it's also going to be contributing a very heavy part of financials. At the moment, definitely it's not a big contribution, but of course it started just 2 years back. So I believe in 5 to 10 years, it's going to be a part and parcel of Safaricom's income sources, which is another way of contributing to money or to finance to Safaricom. Third, is definitely the Safaricom Ethiopia. It has actually now it has been making losses, but if you see, it is making a great progress when it comes to number of subscribers, to M-Pesa, to the internet, to the voice calls, all these ones. For me, I believe actually Safaricom, the biggest game changer is Safaricom Ethiopia, because if you do remember, if you don't know, Ethiopia has 100 million, over 100 million population. They might not be as affluent as Kenya, but the population growth is a very good thing when it comes to the telephone, because many people will be holding the telephone, they will be sending money, they will be talking, they will be using internet, and this is which is almost double the population of Kenya. So if the Safaricom, because the agenda is almost to be fully connected by 2030, almost everyone to be covered. So if that agenda is completed, I can tell you this is going to be a game changer. The next money maker will be in Ethiopia, not in Kenya. So that's why I believe up to even up to the period up to this price of 25 or 24.9 Kenyan shillings is still undervalued, because Safaricom has unlimited potential, especially that it launched its operations in Ethiopia. This is the second, of course, telecom. They have Ethio Telecom in it, and definitely it's not as aggressive as Safaricom. Safaricom has been in business for longer, and it has a prudent management strategy. So I can tell you in next maybe 4 to 5 years, Safaricom is going to be having more money, earning more money than it has been earning. And I can tell you, if you're a long-term investor, if you're long-term, you're not, of course, many people say they are long-term investors, but when there is bad news, they start running away, because like now, the Safaricom is going up. People are talking about selling it. People are talking about should you be buying. So it means if the price goes up and you're thinking of something, it means you don't know why you why you bought the company. So you should be selling it or buying it. The most important thing in the stock market is knowing the reason why you're buying or the reason why you're selling. So for me, I bought it when it was between 15, 16, 17. And for me, the planning, if I am to sell. If I'm to sell the company, I would start selling between 30 going upwards. In the last 2 years, actually, Safaricom reached up to 40 Kenyan shillings per share, showing you how big the share is and how fast it can go up. So for me, I rate Safaricom to be its worth, to be more than 30 Kenyan shillings per share. So for me, I'm still holding, though I'm not buying, because for me as a dividend value investor, I always look for the time when the company is low. So it means the dividend is higher, and also it has a very, very high potential of going up. Then I buy. So when I see that the company is overvalued and have other more options, I sell and buy other options. So for now, at 25 or 24, I wouldn't be buying. I will be holding my company, because at that price, I would get even better price. When you go to the market, currently there are good companies, especially banking stocks in Kenyan market, than buying Safaricom. So can I encourage someone to buy at the 25? I can say, if you're a long-term investor, at 25 is okay. But for me, I already bought a lot of shares between 16, 17. So currently, I'm not interested in buying. But if you're a long-term investor and you have enough money, Safaricom, I still believe, is still undervalued. For me to start thinking about selling, it would be from 30, 30 Kenyan shillings and above. So that's what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want to ask, if you have any contribution, just go in the comment section and leave a comment, leave a question, leave a constructive addition, or anything you want, anything finance, anything that is relating to stocks. You can go in the comments and add your comment. I'll immediately be able to reply. And of course, if you have been with me throughout this video and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on other related videos. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.